Casey was just talking about it. Okay.
Think they'd be back. What, it's in this very article. No, we did. No, we did.
Is that a problem?
Yeah.
Are we
Yeah. Yeah, we'll get for it. It'll be speedy, because I'm not good with Robert's.
Renee, is your thought on if I can't get this camera up? Okay. I'll keep working on it, but
How much? All meeting order? That was very. Calling the August 5th, Jasper Community Arts Commission to order. We'll start off with roll call. Okay, I'm thinking some roll. Darla Blazy, is she on? Was she gonna be on?
she's not going to be able to be on now.
Jasmine Bosler, Julie Byrne. You can turn on your mics and say.
She doesn't know her meeting's running long.
Amy Donato.
Her meeting
here.
is running long.
Corey Eckerly, Viviana Green, here. Linda Colley, Keith Klemper,
Here.
Beth Seidel, here. Pat Ten, President, Selena Bonner, here. All who are able, right?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Then we get to review the minutes from last month. Does anybody have any questions? I've done a motion that we pass them. We have a second. Aims in on the second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Claims and financial reports. Who reviewed those for us?
I move that we pay the bills.
And I will second it. Okay, Keith Klemper moves that we pay the bills. Beth Seidel seconds. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay. Monthly donations report. I did not get this passed around. I will do that, but we did not have any restricted use donations this month. So everyone has a copy. Oh, you do? Okay, so there is no action that needs to be taken on that. Old business on update. I already got that one.
Does it have my name next to it? Does it have Danny's name next to it?
I'm sorry, Danny. Thank you, Danny.
Oh, Julie, hello,
Hello.
I am Danny. I'm here to turn it on. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Danny Kopp, I am the facilities manager and the technical director for Jasper Arts and the lawnmower. We are going to pause on the purchasing of a lawnmower at this time. Our current lawnmower has gotten officially repaired, and that is the update on the old business of the lawnmower.
Yay.
Yeah.
Kudos to whoever did that.
I don't get that. Yeah, and my apologies to thank you, Julie Burns to our committee. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Not plugged in.
Oh, that will be.
Oh, that's fine. Okay. New business. I guess Annie, you get to come back up. Or the Annie show today. Like you're the next three in row.
Oh, yeah.
We have wants to replace the firearm panel.
Yes.
Okay, so new business, I would like permission to seek quotes in upgrading the fire panel and system at the auditorium. If
I will make a motion.
I'll
second that. Is it just old?
It is old and not user-friendly with our fire department. Dude, is that the owl?
I think the word that we might use is vintage for the fire
Oh,
panel.
yeah, not in the good way.
Any questions?
No.
Okay, Selena made the motion, who seconded, was it Viviana?
I did.
Or Viviana made the second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, next item. Replace the central lobby doors.
Oh, correct. So at the auditorium, the exterior doors going into the lobby, those are overdue for a repair, replace, upgrade. Currently, they are not user friendly and they do stick with exiting, leaving the building vulnerable to a possible closed door. This is just still in the baby phases of that project, of just needing to see quotes and
So we're
Get
just
that.
exploring, is this like that we
Mhm.
planned for it?
yeah, it seemed like budgetary wise, like what does this purchase look like? And it being an expense that's gonna exceed a dollar amount that needs approval, that's why I'm asking for the approval.
Do you think those, since the city votes, we to also vote the doors, because there's a chance that they might be replaced and might not look the same. I don't know a whole lot about
Oh.
the fact that we have other sets of doors. There might be a chance that if they're ever good, that they even replace, they might not be the same as the other ones. I don't know if it's worse.
Oh, yeah, I mean,
You're talking about the glass, but these are the.
Yes.
glass.
Yeah, yeah.
The doors into the auditorium are
Those are
new
the only
doors,
set of
those are,
doors.
that's the only set of doors that are.
Yeah.
You're
These are
fine.
active or on
They
fake,
have more sets of doors going in, is that the
Oh.
only set of doors? going
Only set of glass are supposed to say.
yeah. Well, come on out to the auditorium.
All right, never mind. Sit close.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion that we allow Danny to seek quotes for new doors.
Okay, that made the motion,
I'll say.
had 10 seconded, all in favor? Any opposed? Thank you, Danny.
Oh, thank you.
Kyle, artist deposits.
Yes, we do have one artist deposit request for a performance in November. It is for $2,000, which is far below the 50% threshold of their contract.
So just need a motion for us to allow you to take that.
Correct.
I'll take that motion.
Viviana makes the motion, do you have a second?
Sorry.
Keith second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Exhibit guidance. Kyle, you have something before that?
Yes, I am seeking the board's permission to see quotes for our exhibit guide for 2026. This is something that we started last year for 2025. We used to have if you remember, we used to have the guides that had everything in one booklet. But we program our season, our performances from September through the end of April, and our exhibits are programmed January through December. So they didn't really match up or align very well. And so what we did last year was, I don't know, Emily's on this shoulder. What we did last year was put together a guide that was specific to the things happening at the cultural center. So those receiving it would see more information about the exhibits. So the old guide, it was a thumbnail image, essentially a title and a date. Now they're actually getting information about the artists who are exhibiting and whose work will be on display. And then it also provides information on classes, workshops, shop clock, those kinds of things. So we got a good response to it. I felt like from when we sent it out for 2025, and we did budget for it in this budget year. So seeking approval from the board to seek quotes on that project.
Motion.
I'll make a motion to receive quotes.
Pat makes the motion, do I have a second?
Awesome.
Any seconds, all in favor?
I,
Any opposed?
I do have a question.
Yes.
How can we distribute that? I'm learning that too.
Yeah, so a couple of ways. We have a mailing list for the gallery postcards. And it's not as big of a list as our performance
mailing list, but then we also have it out for the public at the cultural center, the auditorium. We leave some here at City Hall for folks who come in. There's a turnstile when you come in, and then we distribute it to tourism as well.
So it's all physical.
It's all,
Physical, like not links, we're not talking anything social media, this is all physical.
no, this is a physical guide that gets designed and put together, yeah.
It's not landscape.
Is that on there? Okay, I'll take care of it during the report. Thank you.
Any other new business before we go into the committee reports?
Yes, actually, thank you. Now that you mention it, so just, and then to provide some larger context, you might be thinking, why are we getting all these requests for quotes for these projects? We have some funds in a non-reverting account that was specific to the auditorium. This isn't the building expansion fund. This was a separate set of funds that we received and for projects at the auditorium, and through conversations with the clerk treasurer's office found that those funds have been sitting there since 2023. They like to see us use those funds, and so we've identified several projects that could be a good use of those funds. One of those we've been talking about for a while was the doors to the lobby. Another that's been brought up has been the landscaping at the facility and updating that, as it's been a while. So another item for new business seeking the board's approval would be to seek quotes on updating the landscaping at the auditorium. It doesn't mean that we're going to do it. What we'd like to do, and there's a list of smaller projects that are below that threshold, that $3,000 threshold, but what we'd like to do is get quotes for these projects that are above that threshold, look at the list of things, there's probably a good 20 things on that list, and see what we can have the most impact with. So it might be 2 projects, it could be 10 things that we do. But we want to see the full stack before we just decide, okay, we're gonna do landscaping, or okay, we're gonna do the doors. So we want to use those dollars to the best, put them to the best uses that we can. So that's why you're seeing these requests. The fire panel thing, that came about because of an issue we had with the system a few months ago. We just finally got the quotes back for that, or got around to talking with Astro and others about that. So that one's separate, but the lobby doors, then here my request for getting quotes to update the landscaping, that's all stemming from conversations we've had with the clerk treasurer's office about using these funds that are sitting in an account that isn't really doing anything at the moment.
Did you say how much you were?
I did not, but I do, I do believe it's somewhere in the neighborhood of $30,000 to $32,000 or something. Yeah.
And when you say landscaping and doing it, what does that entail?
So there's some landscaping around the exterior of the building that wraps around the building. I think that would be the primary focus. I think some of that, the gravel or rock that's there has worn away or washed away over the years. And some of the greenery there, some of the plants there have been there for ages. Some have been, we replaced here and there by hand. But I think another project then that comes to mind too is exterior improvements, or improvements to the exterior of the building, whether that's the landscaping, could be facade treatments, whatever that might entail. One of the ideas put forward was some kind of mural on the building. The large banners that have been hung on the side of the building for many years have been the same banners for many years. So there's talk of what, we could update those. Branded by Woods in their list of projects that they identified was replacing the signage on the exterior of the building. Right now, it's just lettering that says Jasper Art Center. They had recommended updating that. That's another project we could consider. So all those things are in the stack of projects. Updating the exterior sign that's out there on College Avenue as you enter the campus. There's a panel there on each side. I'm waiting on a call back from the university on who to contact about that to get an idea of what that would cost. I'm giving you way more than your question about landscaping, but
From the outside, looking at the building, I mean, it could use some update.
sure, yeah, 100%. Yeah, and there were, I think, two or three, maybe more projects that when we were discussing it as a team that came up, and I know there's been other conversations over the years about different odds and ends with that, so we just want to see what the entire cost across the board would be for everything, and then see where we can best place those dollars. Yeah, I appreciate it.
So you need a motion from us to see quotes for landscaping update?
I anticipate that would cost more than $3,000. I mean, I hope it doesn't, that'd be great, but just to be safe, I know, well. A boy can dream. But yes, that's my request.
Do I have a motion for it?
I make. I don't know, big ones, or plans and all the bids, right?
I'll second it.
10 seconds, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Aye. Anything else new? Do you have any other new things?
No.
Okay, then we're ready, we'll move into the committee reports. Back with you, the director's report.
Back to me, thank you. First, welcome Julie, we will get that all sorted out, but thank you for agreeing to serve with us. And we'll connect and I'll have a whole packet for you and we can go as deep as you wanna go.
Really do it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a good month. We, in the last month, have really, we've announced the season, the performance season. I'll let the rest of the team speak to their respective areas. I don't want to steal anyone's thunder. Overall, I would say it has been a really good month, which has continued a really good year, especially as we celebrate, our 50th anniversary. As far as the performances go, we are already above at this point, where we were at the end of August in terms of ticket revenue. So we are well on our way to having our best year. I believe right now we're in our second best year, only surpassed by last year's total number again for the calendar year. So things are going really well. As of earlier this afternoon, there was one ticket left for Leanne. So that's been really good to see. We were sitting at 5 for a while and just those last 5 are just creeping along. So no, we've had a really good response to the season. And that's not just because, in terms of the numbers, it's not just because some of these tickets are more expensive. The artists themselves are more expensive, but we also have had a larger quantity of tickets purchased. And when they come in, I can see all of the transaction locations as far as where people are buying them from. And we've had New York and North Carolina and I can't even think of the rest of the states. I really should have had those down, but it's just been from all over. And I think we can attribute that to the artists that we do have in our season do have a larger area that they draw from. In fact, our first show, Walk Off the Earth, they're only playing 2 dates in the US. The rest of them are in Canada or overseas. So, you know, they're following that they have, those folks only have 2 opportunities. And it's us and someplace in Illinois. And I'm gonna, you know, root for us. Not to say no shade at the other location, but taking Jasper as a whole, I would pitch Jasper. So no, it's going really well. As far as, you know, our participation in our activities and our programming, we've seen an uptick in that this year over last year. I think we can attribute that to a lot of the classes, camps, workshops, exhibits and things that we have had going on in the spaces. So it's been a really good month. Strawson Fest was another fun time. We had extended hours during the fest. And during that 3-day stretch, or 4-day stretch, if we include Sunday, we welcomed just under 700 people into the building. And I think about 20% of that came, close to 20% of that came from those extended hours. So we would have lost about 20% of those folks coming in and checking out the exhibits and seeing what all Jasper has to offer if we had not been open during that time. So kind of the coming months, we'll start getting prepped for our upcoming shows and at the same time start turning our wheels on what next year looks like in terms of the performances. As far as the budget goes, we don't know what we don't know, and right now we don't know a lot. So I've tried to keep the board updated, prior to Julie joining, and you'll have all that information, here soon, but, I've kept you updated with any changes, that come along in the conversation. Conversations are still ongoing, so nothing has changed from what I've said previously. But we're just trying to, do our part and navigate this, the scenario as it develops, and it is still developing. There's nothing firm. I think I was having a conversation with someone recently, and they said, it just feels like and I'm paraphrasing, but they said it feels like we're between a rock and a hard place. And I said, I wish that we knew it was a rock and a hard place, because right now it feels like we don't know what we're in between. And because at least that way we could plan, but we'll get through it. And what I will say is, the other departments that are involved, they're doing a really good job, and they're being very mindful of the task ahead, and they're under a lot of pressure to put this massive puzzle together. And I can't say enough about the work that they're doing, all the other departments, to try to make this whole thing work. So, I'll let you know as soon as I know, but right now I don't know other than what has been shared before, which is it'll be less than this year. And we'll just have to see how much less. So, I guess what I will add is, so far, it's not going to be a matter of an elimination of a service that we provide, so much as a reduction in to what extent we provide that. And what I mean by that is, from a performance angle, for example, it's not that we wouldn't have a show. It would be the artists we're able to bring in might not be the same, because the resource isn't there to bring them in. It's sort of like that. Not that we're like, oh, now it's only 8 shows or 9 shows. It's still 12. It's just a different kind of 12. So that's what I'm reporting.
Thanks, Maya.
Yeah.
See, Danny, again. Danny. Sure, it's a joyful revolution.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll keep the joy going. Selena, you're doing a great job filling in tonight. So to begin, I want to report on HR and loss preventions. We all did our recertification on driving, so we can drive vehicles of the city. Well, some of the staff has been, I just haven't been personally. After Strassenfest, the building cultural center has been reviewed. I'm happy to report, unlike the last 2 years, there is no damage to my knowledge at the cultural center, so hooray. And there wasn't like litter or anything like that or anything. And the farmer's market that opened up Saturday morning with even the backflow of parking at our facility. So greatness. A lot of July was ACT at the auditorium. They did their full camp for kids. So good. I really do want that to keep returning. And then ACT then flipped over and did their Mary Poppins show for the summer musical, and that turned out really well too. That I'm hoping to keep getting bigger and bigger and wonderful happenings there. So that lawnmower story. So yes, it did get broken at the last board meeting. It was like the day before, and that's whenever we jumped on that train. But that had gotten repaired, and then it broke, and then it got repaired, and then it broke. But the last 2 service appointments, was not charged to my knowledge. At least the second one wasn't going to be. And then upcoming, we have Paul Wire from Wire Electric. He's going to come to the Cultural Center tomorrow to upgrade back in the clay studio for bigger, better equipment. And we just need the electrical whiz kids to fix that. Got a rental at the auditorium Friday. The police department, Jasper, is going to do a training session. And other than that, just getting ready for the season. And that is my report.
Thank you.
Hello, hello. Hi, Julie, welcome. Thank you. I'm Emily, hey. All right, so it's a new month, but we have the same exhibits. The exhibits are, as you guys know, are bigger and grander than they have before, so we extended those months. Meaning that we'll still have Kevin's huge headpiece, if you guys haven't seen it yet. The first Thursday was awesome. He was spent 2 weeks here collecting recycled items. One's junk is another's treasure, into his creation. So he spent 2 weeks in DuBois County. Everything that you see that he built with is from DuBois County. So it's very cool. But he was very pleased. We had a good crowd. Steve Gerbrooks is still up as well until the end of the month. So if you haven't taken your friends or family, please do. And then the art guild is still up as well. So it's been a good response to those 3 exhibits. Even with Strassenfest this weekend, there was a huge crowd and lots of good comments, and they were just over the moon on the big exhibits that we can offer here in Jasper. So thank you to you guys for letting those happen. Clay classes are happening. Fall schedule is out for adult clay classes and kiddos. So if you have any interest, check those out online. Jury submissions came in. I had over 100 pieces. Tania Wineglass from Indianapolis. She's an artist herself. She was our juror this year. She accepted 41 into the show. So that's kind of the max of what I can handle in hanging the pieces. So that was perfect, right on target. So she will come in to jury those pieces for the awarded prizes in person at the exhibit once John and I hang it all up. So that'll be in September. I am in contact with the high school art teachers at Jasper and Southridge. They're coming out to do a field trip to see Steve's before he leaves and Kevin's. And then last month they talked about Jordan Barclay. He's a filmmaker who did a documentary on Kevin's exhibit, The Big Head. So he's gonna be there too. So kids are gonna get a chance to see the different types of artwork. So I wanted to make sure we got them in there before Steve left, particularly. So they're coming in August and September. And then at the end of August is a big hustle and bustle of tearing it all down. So if anybody is in the area the last week of August and wants to load up some crates and take down high ceiling artwork, let me know. So we're taking down Steve's, dismantling it all, and then packing it up, bringing in another huge 2D artist, and a jury show. So busy. Yep. Any questions?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Eric?
Hello, everybody, and welcome, Julie. You may all not know this, but Julie and I were neighbors in college. She
Yeah.
lived above me, so I have all kinds of stories. I actually don't. You may, I don't know. Not about me, the roommates, yes, so anyway, well, just a report on the rentals. Last month, we had in the atrium 2 nonprofit rentals and 2 private. In the galleries, we had 1 private. In the black box, we had 1 private. In the workshops, we had 1 private rental. And then this upcoming month, tomorrow through September 2nd to the next meeting, the next board meeting, we have atrium, 1 nonprofit and 1 private. In the galleries, we have 1 private rental. Black box, we have 1 nonprofit rental. In the workshops, we have no rentals. And again, like I always say, just because no rentals doesn't mean something's not happening in the workshops. The place is crazy busy. So, then moving on to the Beehive plans, Beehive 25 is what I call it. This has now been revamped. We've got lots more details. It's going to be upon us before we know it's October 24th and 25th. Friday night is going to be all fundraising evening, Friday night fundraising evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And it's going to be $50 paid entry fee. And that's certainly for fundraising for expanding and continuing programs through Jasper Arts for the community. And then October 25th on Saturday, open to the general public for free, but also accepting donations, free will donations for that. And I'm thinking maybe we'll put something in there, somebody I'll station at the door or something for that. But and that's going to be 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. then. So just some details about that. Again, $50 entry fee, online ticket purchases. It's going to be live tomorrow. Thanks to our resident web expert, which is Liz back here in the corner. And thank you, Liz. So she whips that up real easy, real quick, makes it look easy at least. And then we're going to have a link on there. So they can either purchase tickets and they can also donate or donate more if they wish to donate more than just the $50 ticket price. We're all open for that. So, and then also if they're going to even go on Saturday, they don't need a ticket. If they want to donate, we'll have a donation button there for that. We do have 10 fine art vendors. Very pleased with them. We were able to look at all those who were submitted. We did have to turn a few down, not very many. They're all very good, but just we wanted to focus this more on fine art. And I actually did receive a comment just yesterday. In fact, that they were an artist was very pleased with how this revamping is going. And she's very excited about it and hoping this is going to be bringing in even more patrons to that. So that's really exciting to hear from the artists themselves. And I believe not a past artist, it's like a new artist, or maybe like, no, been there 1 year or something. So that's good to hear. We will have, so those vendors are going to be clay pottery. There's going to be glass items, jewelry items, and paintings. Read my writing. And then we'll also have a silent auction. Nearly all of the artists have offered a piece. They're donating to us for the silent auction, which is good. Right now I have 4 of the 10. Others have said they'll donate. They just haven't decided what and when, or they're in the middle of making it, which is pretty cool. So specifically for this. We are going to have past platters of appetizers and more of a food or meat stations in the gallery as well. Oink or Corradella's Catering, they're going to be providing the food. Past trays throughout the facility. This is to bring people through, pull them through the facility, not just station and sit in the atrium, which there'll be the exhibits there. So pull them through the galleries so they can see the artwork, they can see our entire facility and see what it's all about. Because yes, still today, there are people who have not been to the cultural center. So find that every day. So, and a lot of people pass, they just don't realize it or they're busy doing something else. So we want to pull them in. The meat stations will be, or the food stations then will be located at 3 galleries, either outside them or inside them, however it's going to work best. So that we have a little bit of a heavier appetizer there. And we will have a cash bar in the atrium. And that's going to be bartended by 2 of our resident experts, I believe Heath and Kyle. So
Heath doesn't know that yet.
oh, Heath, you're gonna be no. Sorry. Well, there you go. Sorry about that. So
I hadn't
yeah,
asked
that's
him.
fine. So anyway, so we're gonna have the cash bar in the atrium as well. We're working on live entertainment too. So all different manner of pieces that they're going to get for that $50 donation. So a little something more than normal. So either a full-on band. Found out that they can also do like a 3-piece band only, or just some type of acoustic piece of music as well. And are waiting the pricing and the quoting on that. Quote pricing on that. So then on Saturday, it is a free event, but again, we'll accept donations on that. Still gonna have the 10 artists, their exhibits, everything is gonna be for sale both days. And then again, to welcome them, invite them to join in viewing the artwork in the galleries, which is going to be John Paul Smith, the Juried Art and the Hispanic Heritage Month display as well. And we're going to try shooting for 1 food truck and 1 beverage truck, not overdoing it, but something very specific, very kind of fine artish, maybe very unique that maybe you don't see all the time to have there, and then have that outside. Then again, have the cash bar and the atrium. All right, and then again, the website will have a donation button as well as the ticket button. So, and then tomorrow, the press release is going to be going out to the general public, to all the media spots that we can to promote Beehive for the general public, and then to all the social media posts. And then I've got it worked out to have progressive posts, not just the same one all the time. It's this is happening now. This is also happening, and this is also happening on Friday, and the whole manner of what's going to go on. So to help build that excitement, and get them to understand this new refreshed event. Then so, all right, lots of info, maybe too many details, but now you know. Any questions for me or? Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Yep.
Last but not least, Casey.
Thank you. Let's play the video. Kyle's gonna play a video. So camp went very, very well in July. We actually had a full house in July and we actually had a waiting list in July, so that was lovely. In June, we had 16 campers, in July, we had 30. And yeah, it was amazing. It was very hot, I will say. And thank you, Selena, for.
It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Like being the lunch lady was the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah, this year I tried to get some more volunteer help, and I'm gonna try to make that a common thing for camp as we move forward. So we will be doing camp in fall break, that's the plan anyway. And when we do it on the breaks, like fall break and spring break, we do it just in the morning, and it's only Monday through Thursday. But we're gonna study David Hockney. If you don't know Hockney, he is a living artist. And he right now has a retrospective in Paris called Hockney 25. It's very cool. You can look it up online. I mean, it's probably like the art event of like the decade, if I'm honest, in the world. And if I could go, I would, to be honest with you, because it would be worth it. Hockney is also really cool because it was a very early adapter of iPad art. So he has done some amazing digital sketches and things like that. And we'll be working more with the kids with the iPads that we have. And the kids loved working with the iPads at camp. And they they showed me a lot of things, and they showed Liz Wortman, who also worked with them with the iPads, a lot of things that we didn't know because they're kids and that's how they are with technology. So it was really, really good. And hi, Julie, I'm Casey Valora, the education coordinator. So that was great. July workshops were well attended. I was so thrilled with the attendance all around for workshops in the summer. And we had some great workshops, some new facilitators. We've got some new workshops coming up starting in August and September with some new facilitators as well. And then I had a facilitators meeting last week. And so people are reaching out, letting me know what they want to teach. So the upcoming fall and sort of holiday season is getting put together right now. I'm really in a planning phase, to be honest with you. So I'm planning for like our Hispanic Heritage Month stuff. We have a big plan for all of that. We're going to be using a gallery space for that. And so Emily and Kyle and I are working with the Velocity, and we have the library on board, we hope now as well, for some collaborative stuff. So that'll be full of workshops and building opportunities and lots of cultural opportunities. I'm planning for Camp Create Fall Break. And I think for spring, I brought this, but I think for spring we might do Miyazaki. He is a Japanese artist and a well-known animator. And we haven't really focused on an animator, but that's another element of digital art that we could focus on with the kids that a lot of my facilitators are excited about doing with them. So Homeschool Connections, I have been asked if I'd be a part of that again, and I said yes. The library asked me, and so I'll be doing the art section. Basically, that means that there are 2 sort of field trips for homeschoolers that come in that I run, and they do like art stuff with me, an art lesson, a gallery experience, that kind of thing. We'll be doing field trips this fall with partners like LifeSpring and schools that call, and sometimes I get calls sort of later in the year, last minute, kind of, can we get our fall field trip in kind of thing too. And then other people are just on the calendar, so that's good. We'll be doing a Pride Poetry Workshop collaboration in November, and the planning for that has already begun. The Pride group Du Bois County Pride, they have been running a workshop from us because they started a new program called Create with Pride. So they've been doing that once a month. And in November, we will collaborate with them on their workshop, and it will be a poetry sort of writing session. So I'm not sure if I've mentioned that before here, but now you know. And then the workshops really need some cleaning, some TLC, and a good refresh after everything that happened this spring and summer. So that's my month. Thanks, everybody.
Anything else to add to the discussion?
I loved how the owl decided to switch to me as I'm sitting here waiting. Yeah, like, thank you for that. No, I don't have anything else to add other than to thank everyone for their support and kind words, and the team for all the effort and everything they've been putting in. And I, of course, include Renee, you and Jane with everything. I just don't want you to feel left out, that, you know, there's, I'm sure. But yeah, no, just thank you, and we'll continue to keep everybody up to speed, everything.
Right. Before we adjourn, and I have a motion, our next meeting is September 2nd. So I need a motion to adjourn the meeting. Motion, a second. A second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you.